That I can be bratty sometimes.
What's one thing Kanye has taught you?
Kanye has taught me major confidence.
What happens when the world's most famous ex-wife and the world's most watched new muse orbit the same man? You get a rivalry that refuses to burn out. Not because they keep talking, but because the internet won't stop watching. On one side, Kim Kardashian, a brand so big she turned her own name into an industry. On the other, Bianca Censori, the architect who walked into Yeezy, walked out as Ye's wife, and then stormed the culture with looks designed to crash timelines. And in the middle is Ye himself, a human gasoline can, splashing fire on any storyline that flickers. This isn't just drama, it's a lesson in power, image, and what the algorithm rewards. Before the chaos, there was a job. Bianca joined Yeezy in 2020 as an architectural designer, Australian-born, degree in architecture, a portfolio that said form, not fame. Then December 2022, a private ceremony with Ye. Confidential license chatter followed. The headlines wrote themselves and the internet did the rest. Suddenly, the woman who sketched spaces was the space everyone stared at. The pair moved fast and loud. Venice happened and the words public decency started showing up in European papers. By then, the triangle had a shape. Kim, the global ex. Ye, the accelerant. Bianca, the muse who stopped being background the second she stepped into the frame. But that wasn't the whole story. At first, it was whispers. Is she channeling Kim? Then came side-by-sides, oversized shades, sculpted silhouettes, monochrome fits. Fans love patterns, and this one looked impossible to ignore. The conversation flipped again when Kim posted her own set of photos. White leotard, tights, slick hair, and the comments accused her of copying Bianca. Suddenly, the internet didn't agree on who was the original and who was the echo. It didn't matter. The mirror was moving. Two women, one aesthetic arena, and millions of eyes drawing lines between their looks like it was a crime scene. Not proof, not court, just perception, and perception is what makes the trend cycle spin. And what came next would crank the volume. Here's where the claims heat up. Tabloids argue Bianca watches Kim's old episodes, cuts fan edits, studies mannerisms, and tries them on like accessories. Other voices say Ye pushes the muse narrative until a person becomes a walking concept. The truth is probably messier than either side admits. People aren't mannequins, but anyone who's been near Ye knows he can turn style into a script. And if you live in the blast radius of that script, your wardrobe becomes a headline machine. So is Bianca obsessed, or is she playing a role to maximum effect? The only honest answer is the only one fans hate. We don't know. We know the allegations, we know the patterns, we know the clicks. The rest is speculation, and speculation is the cheapest currency online. Still, one thing did change the stakes. When kids are in the picture, the tone shifts. Reports say Kim drew boundaries. Keep the fits PG when the children are around. Watch the influence. Respect the house rules. Other outlets say she doubles up on nannies and security when they visit their dad. None of this has been litigated in public, it's sourced whispers. But even whispers tell you where the pressure points live. In this triangle, image isn't just content, it's co-parenting. It's what the kids see at breakfast. When fans say it's just clothes, the family hears this could become a habit. That's why the fashion fight matters. It's not about fabric, it's about control. And no one in this triangle likes losing that. And then the shock economy kicked into high gear. Venice was a preview. The 2025 Grammys were the main act. Ye in blackout basics, Bianca in a look you cannot wear without knowing every camera will swarm. People gasped, blogs fed, feeds boiled. That one carpet moment launched 1,000 think pieces, and the who's copying who debate spiked again. Was it fashion, performance art, calculated outrage? Probably all three. That's the shock economy. You trade modesty for metrics, and if the headline hits, you pocket attention like it's currency. The price is simple. You become public property again and again on demand. But the payoff is real. Relevance, sales, bookings, leverage. In 2025, nothing performs like a spectacle that rewrites what's allowed in real time. But hype doesn't kill the question everyone keeps asking.
If the goal is to be unforgettable, you push past safe. You make people talk. You become the trending topic. Even your critics can't resist. Some sources swear Bianca wants the Kim effect without the Kim history. That rocket boost where a look becomes a storyline becomes a brand, and a brand becomes a paycheck. Others say Ye scripts the shock and Bianca executes. Then the culture fills in meaning after the fact. Either way, the identity puzzle is the plot twist. Is Bianca turning into someone else or turning into the most amplified version of herself? The answer you pick says more about you than her. It reveals what you think fame is supposed to look like. It reveals how comfortable you are with a woman using her image like a lever. It reveals what you're willing to call agency. And while the debate raged, the triangle kept moving. Split rumors pop up like ads, then vanish the second they're photographed together. One week it's done, the next week it's late-night pancakes and a matinee. That's the loop. Report, react, reappear. What matters isn't the rumor, it's the rhythm. The relationship functions like a metronome for the discourse. When they go quiet, the story cools. When they walk out, the needle jumps. And every time the needle jumps, a Kim-Bianca mirroring restarts. Who set the trend this week? Who wore it better? Who blinked first? This is why the internet can't look away. The plot never truly resolves. It refreshes over and over. And into that loop, a quieter thread started to surface. There's a reason Kim rarely engages directly. She doesn't have to. Her silence can be louder than a paragraph. When she does move, it's with intent. A campaign drop, a night out look, a post that instantly turns into a headline. Fans call it petty. Strategists call it leverage. Meanwhile, Bianca's play is bolder and more immediate. The body as billboard, the fit as flashbang, the night out as a stage. Neither is wrong for the era we're in. They're just different weapons in the same information war. The prize isn't a person, it's a spotlight that never burns out. So, where does that leave the obsession storyline? Here's the bare truth. She's turning into her is a headline that always prints. It's clean, it's clickable, it fits in one sentence. Real life isn't that tidy. Fashion is a conversation. Aesthetics loop, trends echo, people borrow, people respond. When your ex's new partner raids the same style pantry you've cooked from for a decade, it's going to look familiar. Sometimes it is an homage, sometimes it's a poke, sometimes it's just the obvious choice because the designer behind the curtain is the same man, telling similar stories through two different muses. Does that mean there's no rivalry? Please! It means the rivalry is layered, not linear. It's not dying because it isn't about love. It's about identity in public. It's about who gets to own a look. It's about how fame turns people into mirrors, how those mirrors reflect back money, and how fast the internet rewards anyone brave or reckless enough to live without a filter. Kim built an empire by systematizing beauty. Bianca is testing how far a muse can push the edge without falling off. Ye is the switch that keeps the lights on. Put them together and you get a cycle that will outlast any single headline. Today it's an outfit, tomorrow it's a boundary, next week it's a reconciliation rumor or a quiet truce, and then the carousel spins again. You're not just watching two women, you're watching a playbook being rewritten in real time. The image economy has new rules. Shock early, pivot fast, and let the audience finish the story for you. Kim knows the rules. Bianca is playing them like a speed run. Ye, he wrote half the manual. If you want to understand where celebrity goes next, don't look away from this triangle. It's messy, it's magnetic, and it isn't finished.